Hey guys, M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know, but today it is Thursday, and Thursdays are our day for Go, my favorite sports team. Where did I put my pen? I literally just had it. Where the fuck did I put it? Oh, right behind my phone. Great. I am so prepared. Okay, so I took a nap. I drank a lot of water, so I may need to go to the bathroom at some point. So, I am all hydrated. My brain computes. I relax before doing this. So, we should be good. Okay? We should be good. Maddie should be good, you know? I should be good. Okay. We're just gonna start it. We're not gonna bullshit anymore. Today's episode is, what is an athlete? An athlete to me is a person who plays any types of sports. Yeah, that's an athlete for me. But, everyone has their own definition, so let's get into it.
As soon as Laura started making fun of Tyler's tiny big toes, all of my ADHD brain did was think of Tyler as a reverse velociraptor, a slimy pickle one. When did I make fun of your tiny big toes?
It was when somebody brought up the fact that exercise doesn't growth at a young age, or lifting doesn't growth at a young age, and I talked about how I shattered both my growth plates and my big toes, and you're like,
Tyler's tiny big toes. I don't remember that. That doesn't seem like me at all. I'm a very kind individual. I would never make fun of anyone.
Sure.
Immediately, by the way, people put on the limb extension surgery on my toes as Photoshop, and I'm like a baller. Did you see the image?
No.
Oh my god! Just go into the hashtag GMFST on Twitter.
On Twitter? Okay.
Yeah. I want people to use the subreddit more, but people are using Twitter a lot.
That's alright. Wherever people feel like it, I suppose. Where would that be?
I liked it, so it should be
In your likes?
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Those are some long tootsies. It's not even your tootsie, it's just your foot.
Yeah, I know.
Your foot, the phalanges of your foot are gargantuan.
Here, I'm going to show you the link to the tweet so you can see the full tweet.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I do have things to present to you, Mark.
Present to me.
Ooh.
Something that'll be a great video compliment thing.
Video compliment thing? Okay. Whenever this mysterious YouTube channel starts.
Yeah, whenever this video that I went on this trip for is ready to be posted.
You
I think
stripped
that's
for it?
Yeah, totally. Got naked, ran on the ice. May have gotten a few cuts because the ice wasn't smooth at the time when I belly flopped, but
You belly flopped on ice?
Bold move, bold choice.
I never got to go on the ice, unfortunately.
Okay, not after you belly flopped naked down to the middle of the ring.
In the middle of the game.
Yeah, that was dangerous with all the blades going.
Not to mention the hard rubber puck that was flying at 90 plus miles an hour.
No wonder actually belly flopping would have been the safest move in that.
Hook it down!
A smart decision. Yeah, because if you flopped on your back, you would have been exposed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
Especially if it's standing up and just...
For those of you who don't know, we're starting the episode now. Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to Go, my favorite sports team, the ultimate sports podcast for everyone who loves sports and wants to know sports. Tyler recently belly flopped naked in the middle of the Tampa Bay Lightning's...
Ding, 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 ding!
Is that good
That's
ding or bad
correct.
ding? Yay! Hockey stadium. Arena.
Why?
All, I think, can be used, yes.
I used all of them. And he was naked for about 15 minutes.
That is not...
And they couldn't catch him. They called him Slippery Tyler. He lubed himself up, but he didn't use antifreeze-based lubricant. Therefore, he eventually got stuck to the ice. They had to bring in the Zamboni to clear him off.
Oh my god.
It's all
Because
true.
Zamboni gets like a spatula on the front to scrape underneath and just
It's
The
like,
alternative was going under and then just a smear of blood on the ice.
oh my god.
But that didn't happen. He's back. He's safe. Week-long journey. He's returned to us here at the GMFST studios. How you feeling?
What?
How are you
I'm
feeling?
just gonna
I feel
leave
great,
it.
man.
Good.
I mean, I'm a little jet lagged still from being on the East Coast because I was down in Tampa, where I was swimming as I was walking because
You were
it was
swimming
90,
in the ice rink?
No, it was 90+% humidity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was hot over here
Excellent.
too. Like big heat wave came in.
yeah, but it's dry heat here. Since I've come back, it feels so much cooler because my body, when I sweat, it evaporates. In Florida, when you sweat, more moisture comes to join your sweat to cover you in more wetness.
This is only tangentially sports related. I would like to keep this conversation to only sport related conversations, unless you're going to talk about the Gatorade being introduced in the early mid 1900s, and then that was in Florida, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was in Florida. I remember because I watched a documentary at some point that was probably a commercial for Gatorade.
Well,
to be perfectly honest.
It probably was because it was created by the University of Florida.
That was it. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
We did briefly when we talked about iconic sports foods.
Right.
Go back to that episode if you haven't listened to it.
Iconic sports foods. But in other news, now that Tyler's back, you guys at home finally get to confront Tyler with all of your spicy hot takes.
Oh, we're starting with it this
I want to
time?
start with it because there's some really good ones, and they've been kind of building up because we haven't been able to record in a spell, and so I need to get them out because they're very, very spicy. We already went over your tiny big toes.
The beautiful picture.
A good picture. You have a new word. Shelby the Earthworm has pointed out that you no longer use nuance as much, but now you use the word fundamental. And now that I think
fundamental,
about this, you say it a very, very large amount.
Time to change again.
There's a whole breadth of English language that you can use. But then again, like, I say the same shit all the time. People are starting to call me out for it, so I can no longer call you out about it because then people are going to call me out about it. And I don't want to be made fun of. I have a fragile ego, and I can't take the criticism. Oh, that's not true. I've got a very thick ego.
You have a very thick ego. If I know anything about you, you have a thick ego.
You thrive off of fuck you energy.
Yes, you thrive off of it.
If my new word is fundamental, then, I mean, it just fits where it fits, It's the word that comes to mind in that particular sentence, and it's great nuance that adds to
nuance
of sport.
You said it.
I don't think you're using any word. I don't think you used a single word correctly in that entire
Which
sentence.
was my goal, honestly.
All right, next spicy hot take from Poopak1. My hot take on Tyler. Tyler, I can't believe you still haven't made a soccer primer. It is the biggest and most important sport in the world, and your American brains, for some reason, refuse to acknowledge that. Just do it.
Okay. You want to know why I haven't done the soccer primer?
Why?
I need to educate myself more on the different rules and regulations that are within soccer, whether it's the World Cup or Premier League. I haven't played soccer since I was 9 years old. I understand some of the rules to some degree, but there's a lot that I don't fully understand and I need to study. But also, if you've noticed with the other primers, they align when major events in that sport are happening. So I am waiting for when the world has their eyes on the sport, hence the World Cup, for when that primer comes about.
All right, that makes total sense. Therefore, Poopak1, you have been slam dunked. Take that back where you came from. That's what you get. And I will no longer let the ghost of Poopak1 channel into my being.
Poopak1.
All right, the next person to inhabit my corporeal form is Bubbles Zap. Tyler broke into Mark's house? When and why did Tyler break into Mark's house? Was mentioned in the team episode and was completely blown by immediately. LOL.
Okay.
Tell the world why you broke into my house.
Okay, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was an important meeting that you were supposed to be at. I don't remember if it was like agency management. I don't remember, but you were late, and I was getting texts and phone calls at the time, and I knocked on your door, I called you, I texted you, I did everything, and I was like, I used to live here for like a month. I know how to get in. And so there was a door.
What kind of door?
A doggy door.
A doggy door.
Not a dog door, a doggy
A
door.
doggy door.
Chica, that I was like, I could probably fit. And so I paced for a little bit in front of the doggy door, and I stare at it, and I'm like, I'm a big man. How am I going feet first? Am I going head first?
Oh my god.
And so I decide, well, if I go feet first, I won't know where my feet are. And if Mark comes around the corner at that time, he's just going to see an ass. So I'm like, if it's my head, maybe it won't be as horrible. So I go head first. I'm crawling out and crawling through. Mark comes walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm just barely fully in. Mark turns the corner and he get up and I'm like, hi Mark, and you go, what the?
Yeah, so that's why Tyler broke in, and how dare you?
How dare you?
It's a really funny story.
How dare
But in
you?
that moment I was like, I will never do this again. Get all the conversation.
That's fine. All right, so okay, another being has left me, but now Panda Malefico has a real spicer of an accusation. Hey everybody, I was catching up on episodes of the podcast, and mostly Tyler, mentioned a Discord server. I looked on their socials and I haven't found any link. Did I lose my chance to join? Or are they lying liars that lie and I just haven't gotten the chance to create it? Well, Tyler, what is it?
So Mark, wasn't it when we first talked about the Discord, when you first brought it up on the podcast, you said, oh, I'll do that today after we finish recording?
Mark's not here right now. I'm Panda Malefico.
So, soon, TM.
Soon, TM.
Soon.
All right, well, we'll get on Mark's case whenever we find that bastard.
We'll find that
Put him
bastard.
to a pulp until we know where the Discord is. All right, there's more stuff here. Oh wait, no, here we go. I don't even know what this is. All right, I'm gonna channel it anyway because I'm assuming I don't need to know. So this is from Carter Kemp Malone. Hot take. Lawrence Taylor is the GOAT.
We'll find that bastard.
Until we built around his freakish
where the Discord is.
Carried a mediocre offense through a tough NFC East.
Right.
Plus,
There's more
using
stuff here.
crack
Oh,
as a
wait, no, here we go.
performance-enhancing drug is some
This
pretty
is-
metal shit.
All right, I'm going to channel it anyway because I'm assuming I don't need to know. So this is from Carter Kemp Malone. Hot take. Lawrence Taylor is the GOAT based on singular success. His defense was mostly built around his freakish athleticism that carried a mediocre offense through a tough NFC East. Plus, using crack as a performance-enhancing drug is some pretty metal shit. Take that!
He might be before my times. I don't think I remember Lawrence
Lawrence
Taylor.
Taylor is a football player, American football player. He played linebacker for the New York Giants.
Did he?
I believe Lawrence Taylor appeared in Waterboy.
When did you
No.
mention Lawrence Taylor? Why? I don't know why this is called.
Lawrence Taylor's in there as.
He might be before my
Yeah,
times. I
Lawrence
don't
Taylor
think I
appeared in
remember
Waterboy.
Lawrence Taylor.
For those of you that don't know sports movies, that's the Adam Sandler sports movie where he goes against his mother's wishes and runs a football team and opens up a can of whoop ass on everybody.
He smoked crack?
No, but Lawrence Taylor did cocaine, I'm pretty sure. Based on what they're saying, I think that's using it as a performance-enhancing drug. Lawrence Taylor was a freak. He obviously was great at his time. A lot of people look at him as a great linebacker, but arguing that he's the greatest of all time in a sport that, again, requires 11 players to be successful, especially on defense, you can't
from being in the
it requires 11 players to be successful, especially on defense. You can't equate one player to being the greatest of all time, period, in the sport of football. There's just too much interconnectivity, being in the right place in the right time. If the offense passed the ball more back when Lawrence Taylor played, you want to have as many opportunities to make a tackle or do what he did. So, for one thing, he used cocaine as a performance-enhancing drug, which is one thing in and of itself that would, to me, disqualified him from being in the GOAT conversation.
But you don't even have a GOAT conversation. Every time there is a GOAT conversation, you say, like, there's no GOAT.
Unless it's an individual sport. I will argue in individual sports and sports that require less team connectivity and interworking that there can be a GOAT conversation.
But what about if you say the greatest running back?
Even then.
Even then?
Yeah, because the offensive line has to block. They have to get the ball ball more. Even they still are used as receivers in the offense. How's the offense run? Who are they playing against? What year is it? Is it during a passing era when everybody's passing? Is it during a rushing era? Like Adrian Peterson's a great running back, but that doesn't mean he can be designated as the greatest of all time. Sport has evolved massively, and the rules and penalties and everything within that you simply cannot look at anybody and be like, that's the best.
My brain is exploding. That sounds good to me. All right, I'm expunging all the ghosts from my body. Thank you all to
The Discord is definitely Discord.
Click on the Discord or the hashtag GMFST on Twitter or wherever, and you'll find me.
Try.
I was accused.
Jacuz!
My favorite thing is you said Discord instead of Reddit.
Whatever. We'll edit it. I don't know, I'm getting flashbacks for these possessions. They're really affecting my being.
Go to the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord.
The Discord. There's definitely Discord.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it right now, live on the air.
Try.
I did not realize that was yeah, that's why it was a big deal that the Tampa Bay Lightning hadn't come out.
I'll do it when I get home. All right, so thus concludes the accusation portion.
Interacting with staff in the offices, hearing them talk about things that a normal person should not hear them talk about with regard to like player acquisition or signing and stuff like that.
You hear that was the Stanley Cup. The Tampa Bay Lightning
that was the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that was the NHL Finals.
Somehow in all of this, I did not realize that was the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that's why it was a big deal that the Tampa Bay Lightning had me come out, and not only that, I got to see two games in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And go behind the scenes, interacting with the staff in the offices, hearing them talk about things that a normal person should not hear them talk about with regard to like player acquisition or re-signing and stuff like that.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
How is that
Favorite
fair?
sports team is hitting the mainstream. We're getting invited to finals. I was definitely there, 100% in attendance. You can see the picture evidence everywhere that Tyler has posted it. I am there.
Yeah, Mark totally showed up.
Totally.
Said he would.
Totally.
Definitely did. And no one can make any accusations towards me about being a bad friend or a lazy co-host because I was 100% there. And anyone who says otherwise, I will fight in an arena of sport of your choice and also my judging.
How is that fair?
Now you can be jealous.
No, but it was really cool. I had to pull some strings because I had contacts with them. A good friend of mine, JP, was a lovely host and helping us do stuff. Well, he was so busy. If you guys don't know, they have a pregame show called The Chirp. I was invited and joined Seth and JP on that show, and then went and watched the game. I filmed a whole bunch of stuff that will be on the GMFST YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool trip being able to go to the Stanley Cup and learn more about hockey for all of you hockey fans out there that were upset by the primer. Now you can be jealous I went to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, take that, everyone. Rub it in their faces. Kick them in the dirt. Make them eat dirt. Make them eat the ice. Don't worry, guys. I'm on your side. Just don't accuse me of not being this way.
So yeah, but the first game the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Avs 6-2. The second game it went into overtime. The Lightning looked great in the first period. There was a lot of stuff that happened throughout the game that they just kept. Lightning looked great in the first period. There was a lot of stuff that happened throughout the game that they just kept looking more and more fatigued, making mental mistakes they usually don't make, and they lost in overtime. So Friday they went to Denver and played the Avs in their home stadium, and they upset them and beat them. So the series is now 3-2 in favor of the Avs. So if the Avs win one more game, they win the Stanley Cup.
So it's not over.
Yeah, the Lightning are literally on the edge of a cliff, just fighting back to stay alive and hopefully get that third championship.
Who wins to make me win the bet?
It's impossible for you.
I don't think that's true.
The Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals, which was my prediction. The Avs made it to the finals when you picked the Oilers too, and both of us picked the Maple Leafs and they didn't make it. So it is literally impossible for you to win the bet of Schiffer.
You know, that sounds like a quitter's attitude. That was another Jacuz that I did not channel that you mentioned. Someone said that if you're not in a sport to win, why are you even there? there if you're okay with losing. As our Lord and Savior Ninja once said, if you lose the drive to win, or you might as well get out of the game or something like that.
He's like, if you're not angry after you lose, then you don't care.
Yeah, you didn't care. And you don't care because I haven't lost yet. The people are on my side. I was there at the game.
That might be Bob. He might be Bob. He just lost a lot of weight.
Everybody knows it. There is a Discord right now that anyone can join.
I think we know who's gonna win that bet.
Dedicated enough fan.
Oh.
Period. A lot of commas in there, but then a period at the end.
Can I say that about
Please.
people that actually thought I was dead, and then every time they found something in my head, they're like, "Oh, Tyler, you're still on the internet." Guys, I've been streaming for so long.
No, man.
Here we go.
Or the people that think I'm Bob.
Look it up. That's funny.
You sound completely different. That might be Bob.
That might be Bob. He might be Bob. He just lost a lot of
We'll
weight.
never know who's going to win that.
Well, athletic is physically strong,
Wait.
fit, and active.
But we'll never know who's going to win
So
that.
the reason I bring this up is like,
I think we know.
I think we know who's gonna win that bet.
Really down to the wire.
sports
Final.
athletes. So this gets into the conversation.
All right, I think we
How
should
do
get into the
define an
podcast.
athlete?
Please.
This is the podcast.
Find the
I noticed
actual
you're making the
topic
distinction of
that we're
sport.
talking about
Yes,
today.
yes. What is the actual topic?
At the moment,
Defining
but you
At
can
the
be
moment.
athletic.
Yes.
And be an
Short
athlete.
episode.
There we go.
No, without looking it up. Without looking it up.
I'm looking it up.
I'm
You
looking
can't
it up.
stop me.
How would you
A
define-
person who is
obviously, we have
proficient
a
in sport and other forms of physical exercise.
Boom.
All right, so
It's
to
what
get
I said.
into that as well, athletic is physically strong, fit, and active. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is like at the very beginning, you think about sports, you think of
at
athletes,
least
right? They're
one muscle
sports
in their entire
athletes.
body is
So this
yoked
gets
out
into
of
the
their
conversation.
Mark,
How
no.
do we define an athlete if in order for it to be a sport, it's participated in by athletes?
I
Right?
notice you're making the distinction
Mark.
of sport.
For whatever reason, I'm
At the
thinking
moment.
of the strongest muscle in the human
But you can
body
be
is the
athletic,
tongue,
yes,
I'm just
and
like,
be an
the tongue
athlete
is
Yes.
too,
without
like,
being a
yeah,
sports
yeah.
participant.
Okay, yes.
So, in your mind, just going forward with this first act, how would you define it? Obviously, we have our definitions, we have the understanding of what we just read, but what is your vision? When you think of an athlete,
Oh God, no.
Bulging veins. You can see their heartbeat on the skin. I'm not saying where they have bulging veins. They have to at least have bulging veins somewhere on their body. At least one muscle in their entire body is yoked out of their core.
Mark, no.
Muscle, they've got one that is just
What's the TPS at?
like a
for whatever reason, I'm thinking of the strongest muscle in the human body being the tongue, and I'm just like, the tongue is tuned like a piano.
Yeah. Look, don't question the top athletes. They are so far above you. You would never even stand a chance in a French kissing contest.
Tongue wrestling coming to an arena near you.
Oh God, no.
For some reason, the initial definition that pops in my mind is running. I don't know why, but that's like the default mode in my brain. It can run
There's a world
certain
record for like the
distance
longest
in
kiss,
one
right?
run.
I think
A world
there's a
record
world
for
record for like
one
the
go of
longest
running.
French kiss.
In one go,
Yeah.
run.
And that's gotta take some.
Help.
Is
Help,
there like a time
help,
per second that you
help,
have to do this?
Help. Help him.
TPS I'm struggling today. My TPS is a little low this week.
I'm sorry, honey, my TPS is low.
Because you're saying run.
Meanwhile, she's the veins on her tongue. I don't even. I want another pot.
Run a long distance in one go.
I need a better tongue wrestling tag team man.
Running is like weightlifting.
Anyway,
I mean, you did these sets, but
so
what is
athletic,
what is it?
for some reason, okay, if I'm being totally serious, for some reason the initial definition that pops in my mind is running. I don't know why, but that's like the default mode in my brain. It can run a certain distance in one run. In one go of running. What is it?
In one go run.
Help me.
Help. Help. Help.
Use your master.
Help.
What is it?
Help him.
You go for in one run, right? That's not right. Is that right? That's right.
There's a lot of ways to call it, so you've
But why
never
does it
been
sound
wrong.
wrong?
Because you're saying run
You
and run in the
you
same
can run
sentence.
a long distance in one
good
Run.
You can say one go.
No.
Run a long distance
in
and
one
go.
session?
One session.
In one set? A set of running is like weightlifting?
I mean, you could do sets because sets
What
is
is
sprinting.
what is it?
One circuit.
What?
Or racing?
What?
Oh God! One excursion. I'm gonna say
What did he say?
excursion. You can run a long distance in one excursion, and I'm finally at go.
Physically, when you see somebody, how do you like? You look at them. That's an athlete.
Well, for some reason, athletic. I'm going with athletic first. If you are athletic, in my mind, that has been trained since I was a baby to know, oh, if you can run a certain distance, you are at least somewhat athletic.
Okay, so cardiovascular is mostly what you're focused on. So that they have a good, I'm going to use a science term, a good VO2 max, which has to do with breathing.
So
and
like
stuff
TPS,
that.
like 20%.
Yeah.
Kind of based on age. So if your VO2 max is 62 and you're age 20 to 24, that's excellent. Very poor would be less than 32.
Okay, I know you just said it. I didn't
Cut it out, Will. No, say it again. Say it again.
What?
I'm
What?
not saying anything again.
What?
That is over 54.
VO2 max is the maximum
Is
oxygen.
in-
What did he say?
An individual can utilize during
good.
intense
Like,
or
that's considered
maximum
very
exercise.
For our age.
So VO2 max is a measurement that is done scientifically with regard to whether you are able to scale a mountain. So a lot of times you have to have a certain VO2 max before they allow you to, like, I mean, it's kind of changed over the years, but VO2 max is utilized as a tool for mountain climbing, in particular for like understanding how in shape you are.
Okay, so what are the numbers?
less winded because your body.
Because I think my watch tracks some kind of VO2 max,
So-
but I'm not sure what it means.
It's kind of based on age. So if your VO2 max is 62 and you're age 20 to 24, that's excellent. Very poor would be less than 32.
Okay, I know you just said it. I didn't catch any of it. Can you say it again? I
But
literally
yeah,
took none of it.
VO2 max.
Okay,
is
so
considered
at our age,
one of
I'm
the
just going to go with our age.
Okay.
measures
Having a
of
VO2
fitness,
max that is
especially when it
over
comes to
54
cardio. Obviously,
is
an
in
athlete
the
to
top
me,
1%.
I picture somebody
That's
who's
pretty good.
Like, that's
there's a bunch of
considered
different
very
body types
excellent.
being
For
athletes,
our age.
but they are
General
able to
average is about
not only
39 to
run
40.
and not
Okay,
get
and
winded
that's for
very
a normal
quickly,
everyday
but lift
person, not
and,
really an
like,
athlete.
they
Correct.
have
So-
an athletic
So basically,
physique
if you
that's,
like, if you're
less
just in
body.
generally like
So
in
lower body
decent
fat
cardiovascular
percentage,
shape, that's
body
about where you'd
composition
be.
is focused
Okay,
more
and
on
so
the
in layman's
skeletal
terms, this is
muscles
the
and less
mentality
on
of
body
like
fat.
when
So
you're
I'd say
running and you get
usually
winded,
below,
and then you
like,
keep
around
running every day
20%
for a
of
while,
lower
you
body
get
fat
less
average.
winded because your body is more
And here's a
efficient
fun
at
fact that I
processing
bet not a
oxygen.
lot of people
That is
know.
completely correct.
Okay, there, I got it. I got the thing. I took it out in physiology courses.
Yeah.
In my biomedical engineering degree that I did not get.
This was in my
Piss it out or something like that.
kinesiology.
Excrete it in some way. No.
But yeah, VO2 max is considered one of the big measures of fitness, especially when it comes to cardiovascular. Obviously, an athlete to me, I picture somebody who's like, there's a bunch of different body types for being athletic, but they are able to not only run and not get winded very quickly, but lift and like they have an athletic physique that's like less body fat.
Also don't realize is
So
that
lower-
that's how plants get all of their body mass.
Like,
they don't pull it all of it
less
from
body
the
fat.
ground. They
So lower
literally
body fat
breathe
percentage,
their
body composition is
juice
focused more on
because
the
carbon
skeletal
dioxide that
muscles
they take in,
and less
they
on
take
body
that
fat.
carbon
So I'd say
and
usually
build
below
themselves.
like
Not many
around
people
20% or
realize
lower
this
body
kind
fat, I
of
would consider
really
it.
intuitive
Okay,
system
and here's
that
a
we are
fun
as
fact that I bet
human
not a lot of people out there know. Some people know, and I bet you know this. Is people don't understand exactly how your
that's
fat
why
leaves your
mid to low
body
intensity
when you are losing fat. A lot of people probably think you either poop it out or piss it out or something like that. You excrete it in some way. No, you breathe it out. Not a lot of people realize what the whole deal is with oxygen going to carbon dioxide. The carbon molecules in your polysaccharides of your fat get converted and then attached to that O2 in the combustion process of burning your energy, and then you breathe out the carbon. You literally lose weight by breathing it out. And what people also don't realize is that that's how plants get all of their body mass. They don't pull all of it from the ground. They literally breathe their bodies into existence because the carbon dioxide that they take in, they take that carbon and build themselves. Not many people realize this kind of really intuitive system of like that which we are as organic beings, organic meaning organic chemistry, carbon.
Focus more on getting
Yeah, that's why mid to low intensity intensity like cardiovascular exercise is the highest percentage of fat burning exercise you can do.
Is that true? Because I've heard a lot about high intensity interval training recently, saying like the afterburn effect of that, of your body.
Yeah, so there's a level in which you have to get the intensity up, and as like there's a couple of different studies that show different things. But if you're doing focus on one exercise,
Right.
which is the easiest way to compare scientifically, because when you do multiple different things, you have too many variables. And so based on one exercise, walking at like I think it's a 3% incline at a moderate pace is the highest like fat burning exercise, like sole exercise by itself that causes fat burn.
Yeah.
There's actually a heart rate measure that shows you that, like, that's why machines have that heart rate that says this is the fat burning stage. Because when you get into higher intensity, it's pulling more from your glycerin stores within your muscles. Because when you get into higher intensity, it's pulling more from your glycerin stores within your muscles because it's focused more on getting the muscles to activate quicker.
Yeah.
So it's focused on sugar burning as opposed to fat.
Yeah, if, and again, I don't have a degree in anatomy and physiology in this kind of deviating way, but I think it does relate in terms of athletics, and I love talking about this stuff. A lot of people, when they think about these zones, what it actually is defining is physiological processes within the body, and there are different avenues of energy burning or energy creation in the body. All of it's related to ATP. Your body runs on ATP. The amount of ATP you go through in a day would stun you. I think the equivalent is like you go through your body's weight in ATP molecules every day. That's how much your body's recycling the adenosine triphosphate, adenosine diphosphate into adenosine triphosphate. Burning, it's a constant cycle. One pathway is a very efficient pathway. It uses oxygen and it like burns fat, and it's like it doesn't use sugar. Sugars are for quick energy where your body can anaerobically burn it, and that is without oxygen. Anaerobically, air-based, and it can burn it without it very quickly, but it runs out of those and it creates a lot of waste products. So that's high intensity interval training. You burn your sugars, and your body has to replace those sugars no matter what, and the efficiency with which you replace those is what you're conditioning versus the other lower intensity, which is conditioning purely the cycle of efficient fat burn, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know the exact efficiencies of those. That's just my general understanding of it. I'm going to go back to stupid.
If I'm wrong, you say on subreddit, Mark and Big Dumb.
So I think we both came to a similar conclusion that cardiovascular health is a big indicator of athletic work.
Yeah.
Because you look at any sport, there's a level of cardiovascular endurance that is required. Period. And all people.
Just to compete with the other people.
Yeah, yeah, and that's also great for your brain. So if you're doing stuff that isn't necessarily as physical, if you have a better VO2 max, you're also feeding more oxygen to your brain. It's more efficient in utilizing that oxygen.
Interesting. I think it's the brain only burns sugar. I don't think the brain can burn fat like muscles can.
But your body has the ability to turn fat into sugar and the ability to turn protein into sugar.
Yeah, but the brain doesn't directly have that. Because muscles, I believe, have
Something you can train and make more efficient. Everything in your body is adapted.
So that's probably why I got all dizzy last time I did an episode.
It has fat and sugar storage within it.
Yeah, and I think the brain just relies on sugar. The brain actually uses, I think, anywhere from 15 to 20% of your daily calories. Just
I'd have to do my research again.
It's one of like that's why humans are like have become the way we are, is because the natural adaptation of making a bigger brain is really calorically intensive. Like brains are compared to computers, it's very efficient. Like they're about 10 watts of power versus like 1,000-watt computer or something like that, and they can do ungodly more calculations per second. It's an incredible machine, but also it's very calorically intensive in comparison to like the living natural around us.
Well, yeah, there's a big reason why when you're like using your brain a lot, like when people say they're exhausted, why they say mentally exhausted versus physically exhausted, because your body may not be aching, but you're already tired because you've been using your brain a lot.
Yeah, exactly. The ability to try to focus and maintain focus. That is a muscle, not a muscle literally, but a muscle in the same way as everything else in your life. Willpower is a muscle. It's something you can train and make more efficient. Everything in your body is adapted.
So that's probably why I got all dizzy last time I did an episode.
You get better. It's one of those things that a common misconception of people are like, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be a better person, yada yada yada. I'm gonna like go for the run. I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna do this project. That's not how it works. If yesterday you weren't capable of it, the next day you won't magically be capable of it. You might get one good day, but you'll exhaust yourself for the next. It's much better to try to make an incremental improvement because you wouldn't go and try to do a 300-pound bench press the day you want to get in shape.
Yeah,
You would destroy yourself.
more than likely you wouldn't be able to do
That's
it.
so
For
awesome.
one, because your nerves aren't acclimated to recruiting all of your muscle fibers that are necessary for such a lift, which is a lot of people think, oh, you're just building muscle. No, you're training your brain and your neurological system to trigger the muscles and activate more for the necessary lift.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, for one, your muscles probably aren't there. The nerves aren't activating enough for you to be able to lift that. More than likely, you're going to drop it on yourself, and that's very dangerous.
Yeah, all big problems. So beware your brain.
Yeah.
This episode of Go is sponsored by McDonald's. I remember as a child, I would go to McDonald's pretty.
blabber about this. Yeah, there are some
I remember as a child, I would go to McDonald's pretty much every other day. They had
That's true.
toys, Happy Meals, they had Beanie
Going
Babies
to
for
Act
sale
Two.
there. The person that
Act
my,
Two.
my dad was dating at the time was obsessed with collecting Beanie Babies, so bought a lot of Happy Meals, but more than we can eat at the moment. For more
Ooh,
toys. So
God.
the freezer actually was stocked with the kids' meal cheeseburgers.
Oh my god.
And honestly, it was a dream come true because every day I would have a cheeseburger and I'd pull it out of the freezer, I'd pop it in the microwave, I'd just like nuke it for a bit, and then I was like, it's like I have a McDonald's in my house. I'm dead serious.
That's so
People
awesome.
would have gotten sick of them after a while, but I remember distinctly, like, I was so sad when the freezer was finally magical.
It has to be hairless.
McDonald's was always a good stopping point. Like, obviously, we'd go to youth baseball games and stuff like that. So as a kid, like, we're on our way home, and parents don't want to cook because both my parents were part of the coaching staff. My mom did stats, my dad coached, and so McDonald's was often a stopping point on the way home. Just get the food we needed after the game, win, lose, whatever. Get an ice cream, get McDonald's, have a good night.
Thank you to McDonald's for giving us a chance to literally blabber about this.
Yeah, there are some experiences.
Don't believe me? Look up the
we've all
golf
had
ball's
thanks to
aerodynamics.
McDonald's.
This is how it works. So
That's true.
dimples on the head, the
So,
eyes are
right.
Going to Act 2.
Dimples
Because
around
we got
Act
really
2?
into this initial conversation. Much like you had me build the ideal quarterback, build your perfect path. Describe
Oh, God. Boobs are dimpled.
Do I have to pull from people I know because I don't know that many people?
I mean, if you want to pull from people you know that the audience might know, and like use them as examples, or just describe like their rippling muscles or their bulging brain or whatever it is.
Okay.
And there is actually a
Bulging brain.
So my perfect athlete, right? It's kind of imbalanced because your eyes can't be too bulky.
So it's
right?
like it's like a shark underwater. It has to keep swimming.
Aerodynamic.
Aerodynamic. Hairless. That's a given.
It has to be hairless.
Bald as a baby, beyond baby bald. Further
Roll
than
the
baby
devil
bald.
down the
No
road.
hair.
If I ever stop stealing, I will explode. Hey, Steven,
Not
what's the
a
job?
woman. You can't
Have you ever
be
seen that ass
rippling
stuff movie?
muscles because that could cause. No, it's the opposite. It's like a golf ball. It is more aerodynamic than a perfect sphere. So all the muscles are so intensely pivoted at a very equal pacing across the body, and that's the way that the maximum speed is going to be achieved. If you don't believe me, look up the golf ball's aerodynamics. This is how it works. So dimples on the head, the eyes.
What? My thing is, I picture their torso is just
Head,
a jet
the
engine
eyes are
and
perfect
yes,
dimples, there's
exactly.
dimples around the temples, the cheeks are dimpled, dimpled chin, everything is dimpled on this
Their
person,
mouth
everything
dick,
about
oh
it
my
dimpled.
God.
If male, like the pectorals are dimpled. Female, the boobs are dimpled. It doesn't matter. Dimpled.
Boobs are dimpled.
The ability to run is capital on one side.
Sucking air
So
and blasting
chest,
up the back for further propulsion. Everything based on
chested,
speed
but
and power
purely
and
for the ability
instantaneous
of
ability
lung
to
capacity.
their
There's
VO2 max
nothing that's
over
going to stop
9,000.
this
Like,
and
incredible.
Over 9,000.
adaptation to allow continual circular breathing. However, only when you're running.
So
it's
basically like
a
the Flash.
shark underwater. It has to keep swimming or else it'll die. This athlete cannot stop moving or they will die. So they got like gills, but it's like an exhaust fan.
Roll the devil down the road. If I ever stop stealing, I will explode. Hey, Steven, what's the job? Have you ever seen that ass that stuff movie?
Push when they're
those of you who don't know,
lifting, or like
cloaca is
they
what
can
a
channel
bird or
vents on their
something has.
elbows
It's
to
like
throw a
combination
farther
of
punch if
the
they've
two,
taken air and then
two.
vent it out the back of their elbow, you'll get like a rocket and it can work for their feet too. They got feet bent. Everything is centered around this billow system, like a series of billows expanding and contracting.
What? My thing is, I
So,
picture their
I mean,
torso
in
is
all
just a
fairness,
jet
based on
engine,
your
like a
Yes,
jet.
exactly. It looks as perfectly
both
circular.
in air
It's
and
very,
water.
their mouth.
They would.
Their mouth dig.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
because they basically wouldn't even have to breathe because they'd just be breathing underwater.
Right before
They're
they
going to be
just
the
open
champion
up
of
the mouth
any
and
world
suction
eating
suction
competition.
it
Oh, yeah.
Calories a day.
Absolutely.
Sucking air and blasting out the back for further propulsion. Everything based on speed and power and instantaneous ability to. Their VO2 max over 9,000. Like incredible.
What's their 9,000?
They need 100,000 calories a day just to survive.
No, easy. So basically, like the
That's what
Flash.
so large. Also, like their chest is so large, so their stomach and actually their excretion system is
like an obvious thing because they got all this airflow.
their stomach and actually their excretion system is
military experiment of murder.
Cloaca, so it's like it compacts everything. For those of you who don't know, cloaca is
Oh,
what
that
a
would be
bird
a
or something has.
nightmare.
It's like a combination of pee tube and poop tube. Yeah, and also like I think sexual organ tube. Everything. All at once.
Just that in the long,
Even if
dark
it's 1 more
hallway.
foot per
Woo!
second forward. Boom, get it. Anything possible for that little edge.
Oh,
And that's
man.
that is the ultimate.
Combined with Aquaman.
So, not, I mean, in all fairness, just based on your description, they'd be the fastest, both in air and water.
Oh, yeah.
They would.
Oh, I didn't just think water. Yeah, water.
Yeah.
Also, 'cause
Yeah,
there's
in
no-
water too.
Yeah, because they basically wouldn't even have to breathe because they'd just be breathing underwater. They're going to be the champion of any world eating competition because they have to consume 100,000 calories a day. It's a world champion, like
They are crushing every event where it's a competition. They are perfectly adapted for it. Brain huge, by the way, but also ungodly.
the one thing I will say they might not win, is strongest man or strongest person competition.
No, easily.
Easy.
Just by breathing out, they can lift up. That's what I said. The elbow vents, getting more lifts, foot vents. They got all the vents, and cooling is like an obvious thing because they got all this airflow. They're practically air cooled.
This sounds like it's a military experiment of murder because the way they're able to throw a punch, they would punch through people.
Yes, that's the whole thing. Just imagine 2 of these things going at it.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
It'd be terrifying to face that down.
Wow. Damn. Just that in the long, dark hallway. Woo!
This is like the Flash combined with Superman combined with Aquaman.
Combined with a big mouth blast.
He said it on his live stream for his birthday, so.
It's, what is that? The anglerfish.
Oh yeah, the angler.
Because the ability to just.
Yeah, and no, that's the flat one. On the ocean. Either way, also a basking shrimp.
Yeah.
That bite can go. The reason I bring it up, that bite can go 30 miles an hour.
I'm incorrect on
All right,
how
my ultimate is vastly different than that. I would say they're probably tall,
Probably.
around 6'6".
Okay.
They're going to be probably around 5% body fat, which is like the minimum you can be healthily is 5%.
All right.
They are very high VO2 max. If the high VO2 max that's considered excellent, they have it at over 100. Their VO2 max is over 100.
I thought you said the 1% was like over 50.
Yes.
Can you be up?
What's that in
There are
miles?
freak endurance athletes that have insane VO2 maxes. A lot of like cyclists for the Tour de France have crazy VO2 maxes. Because if you think about it, they're cycling like back-to-back days, miles upon miles of mountains and everything.
How fast do they go? Because
Faster than a car on a highway in the United
It
States.
was Tuesday, July
Wow.
They can go up
12th
to 80
at
plus
148
miles an hour.
kilometers. Stage
What?
10
Damn.
Because I just got an electric bike.
one.
It's
The
a
riders
very
get to
nice
the
Super
taste of the
73
Alps.
RX.
Dude,
Like it wasn't
A Tour
provided.
de
They're
France
climbing
biker
the
next to you
Alps.
would go faster.
The longest stage in the Tour de France is
Also shout out to Super 73. They gave me a bike a long time ago, and I never said anything about it. I bought
He
this
said it
RX,
on his
and
live
was
stream
saying,
for his birthday,
I
so.
didn't fulfill my influencer end of the bargain, and this is me saying,
Yeah,
Super
I've always
73
known that
we're not
like
sponsored.
cycling
If we could get sponsored by Super 73,
different
that would be
breed
cute.
of
Should I
bike.
reach out to them?
Because
If they
you
can get
see
you a
them on
bike,
weekends,
we
you see
would love to be
all the
sponsored by
full
Super 73.
cyclists
But also, holy shit, that bike can go. The reason I bring it up, that bike can go 30 miles an hour.
I'm incorrect on flatland because they go over 85 like downhill.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you know that
Rowan Dennis broke a record for the fastest average speed in a time trial at 34.5 miles per hour.
Average?
Average was
buy
34.
them like up a hill, and then, you know, I kind of
Yeah.
like I see
When
it,
I
but
came
25 to 28 miles per hour is the
But also
average
just, like,
for Tour
it's a
de
different type of person because I like riding an electric bike on pedal assist.
28 miles per hour is the average for Tour de France riders on flat.
You burn in
25 to
one
28?
day on a
25
Tour
to
de
28.
France.
The
If you're
fastest
going
average speed in the time trial was
well, maybe, like, let's say the average,
34.5.
like,
How long are these races?
225
in
kilometers.
7 miles to get here, I should my watch.
Yeah, 225 kilometers.
200.
What's that in miles?
Every day covers roughly 225
1,000
kilometers.
calories.
Takes
day?
5.5
Over
hours.
6,000, probably more.
5.5 hours and your average speed is 28?
Stage 10, which is like the ride up a mountain, is 148 kilometers.
148 kilometers up a mountain.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, July 12th at 148 kilometers. Stage 10 at the Tour de France is a relatively short race, but it's a tough one. The riders get the taste of the Alps.
They get a taste of the Alps. Yeah.
They're climbing the Alps. The longest stage in the Tour de France in history is the fifth stage. It was 482 kilometers, 300 miles, and they cover that in about 6 hours. Tour de France cyclists are freak athletes.
Going back into my
Yeah, I've always known that
Oh, yeah.
cyclists in general, the extreme ones,
Going
are
into
a different
muscle
breed
mass,
of
like
person.
a
Like,
linebacker
because
or
you
a
see
running
them
back.
on
I mean,
weekends,
you've
you'll
got
see people
rippling
all in the
veins, you've
full
got
cyclist
calves that
gear.
are
They
ready
got the
to
straight
shoot
line aerodynamic jackals
decide
that
to
nothing
go.
but goggles coming on, and
They have
super
springs
swoop
for
on the
legs
helmet,
and
and you, the
muscles.
short
They
stripe,
can
like you can
bench
see everything.
225
And it's just like, you know that they are committed to that style of riding. Meanwhile, I am in my like sweatpants and my t-shirt on my electric bike, and I go by them like up a hill, and I, I kind of like I smirk a little, but I know that. But also just like it's a different type of thing. Because I like riding the electric bike on pedal assist because I still like to get a little bit of workout.
Thick.
How many calories do you burn in one day on a Tour de France? If you're going maybe like let's say the average like 150 miles, even that, 150 miles. In 7 miles to get here, my watch says I burn 300 calories.
Yeah.
70 would be 3,000. Double that would be 6,000 calories. They're burning over 6,000, probably more.
Have you ever?
Because I had an electric bike. Wait, I had an electric bike. If I had to bike that on my own, it would probably like double or
to get hypertrophy that adds muscle fibers
Oh.
versus hypertrophy that
would
adds
probably
fluid.
like
Both
double or
increase strength,
triple
one
the
does
amount of
it in a
calories.
more
God.
nuanced
Okay,
manner
let's say
that-
conservatively, let's say like because it was actually 350. So what if it was like let's say it was 800 calories to get here for 7 miles? It's like maybe 100 calories a mile, a little more, and they had to go. So it's you have 8,000 to get to 16,000 calories.
You should see what they eat.
What do they eat? Are they the big mouth bass, man?
We'll have to get into that when we get into the primer on the Tour de France.
Oh my God!
Wow.
But going back into my athlete, having an
Oh, yeah,
insane
yeah, yeah.
VO2 max like a cyclist, going into muscle mass like a linebacker or running back. I mean, you've got rippling veins, you've got calves that are ready to shoot you to the moon if you decide to jump. You basically have springs for legs and your muscles. They can bench 225 like 100 times and be like, yeah, I did this. Like,
Everything I would say. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Then jump to the moon. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, then climb up the Alps. Oh, I did that.
But
like 6'6" and 5% body fat, they're thick. Like they're probably like
Thick.
300 pounds, but they're absolute
Right.
pure muscle, and they're lean. Like they're lean, dense muscle, high muscle fiber count, low hypertrophy, fluid hypertrophy in the muscles. They have cat-like muscles.
Okay.
Whereas they get stronger, they're just adding new muscle fibers.
Okay.
So it's like how you strengthen a cable. There's more fibers, the stronger the cable is.
How do humans do that?
It's not fully capable right now. They don't understand
Right.
how exactly to get hypertrophy hypertrophy that adds muscle fibers versus hypertrophy that adds the fluid. Both increase strength. One does it in a more nuanced manner that it actually results in overall greater strength and greater reactivity. Is when
I would love to do an episode that's like actually deep dive research into this stuff, because this stuff does fascinate me. I really am like the anatomy and physiology. The human body is a fascinating machine. I am big of the mind that all of these like, oh, AI is gonna make a robot and it's gonna kill all of us so fast. And I'm like, do you realize how intricate and complicated and
like sports skill-based things are
so fast? And I'm like, do you realize how intricate and complicated and amazingly optimized the human body is? Like biological creatures are ungodly refined. Like the cellular structure of these self-repairing autonomous beings that we are is stunning. I would be flabbergasted if we stupid humans were able to build something that could make itself better than that, even if it had the greatest computer in the world. Brains like processing power is untapped. It's stupid how smart and incredibly designed.
We're going with the concept of
so it would be a long time before anything could come here.
And now we move on to Act 3.
So you got your
So,
It's Act 3.
decided what we picture athletes as,
Right.
and what the ideal athlete is. But now we define athlete. How does this now relate to your vision of what is or isn't a sport, and how these athletes are involved in sport? Because we picture athletes in a certain way because of obviously social indicators and the different things we've learned throughout life of what sport is and what society deems as athletic, right?
Right.
But that changes over time because now we have so many different sports that require different things versus other sports. And we focus on the main thing of being running, being able to be fast and strong. But not every sport requires speed and strength. We didn't talk about the motor skills of eye-hand coordination. We didn't talk about any of the quick twitch reactions that a lot of different sports require. We've mostly focused on macro events.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because all those are in the brain.
Yeah.
Reflexes, reaction time, all the flexibility and whatnot. That's all. That's not brain. Like, a lot of these things, in terms of like sports skill-based things, are neurological.
As Josh
They have to be practiced innumerable times to get the patterns down perfectly. And the saying, practice makes perfect is not true. Practice makes permanent. Maybe you said that. I've heard that said it many times. But people still don't realize that. It's just because you practice something doesn't mean you're going to get good at it. You're just going to reinforce that pattern.
Like somebody who's extremely muscular,
just because you practice something doesn't mean you're going to get good at it. You're just going to reinforce that pattern. That's how bad habits form too. And so getting the right training and getting the right skills, like established, like down to good coaching, good teamwork, and good study, good science, getting that as early as possible is essential. Sorry, where were you going with this?
We're going with the concept of what we vision as an athlete and how it doesn't fit into every category of what sport is.
Right. Okay. So you got your 6'6" dude, 300 pounds, 5% body fat. That's good for some sports.
Yeah.
That might not be good for all sports.
No.
Interesting. So the most athletic human in the world might not be the best at all sports. Correct. Except for mine. Mine's best at sports.
No.
No, mine is.
No.
Everything you think he has is an adaptation. Or she. It's kind of like gender has gone out the window with this athlete that I have. There's just no gender.
I did forget to indicate that my athlete is both genders, both male and female, because there are benefits to the estrogen levels and the female anatomy in the human body, and there are adaptations in the male body that if you can have both, you get the benefits of both worlds. Because pain tolerance and stuff like that is higher in the female anatomy, biologically speaking, and there's certain levels of biochemistry that help in athleticism in certain areas that an athlete would have, whereas the testosterone for muscle building and the various elements on that front is huge for certain aspects within sport as well.
Well, I've got you beat because my athlete has estrosperone.
We all know
He's got the best bulk built in one molecule. You'll never compete.
Like,
But
thinking
yeah,
about how you
like
need to have
we picture an
more
athlete in
refined
a very
movements
certain
of
way,
placement,
but
and
it
then
doesn't
being able to
fit
press the
every
timer
category
or
of what sport
having
is.
so
Because
much blood flow to
you
your
go into
brain to be
sports
able to
like
understand and think
esports,
multiple
like
steps
somebody
ahead.
who's extremely muscular,
Like,
it's
there's a
highly
bunch of different
unlikely that
sports
they will
require
necessarily
not
be
only a,
great
like,
at
brute
doing that
force,
sport because they have a
but
lot of
softer
wasted
touch.
energy
Pickleball is a great
just
example,
maintaining their
which we
muscle
haven't really
mass
talked about
where it's
much,
not
but being
needed.
able to
Yeah,
do
because
short,
one of the things that
the
separates
soft touch
humans
in so
from
many
other
different
primates
sports in
is
so many
we
different
have
games is
fine
so
motor control.
important
And
compared
fine
to
motor
the-
control
to the
comes at a
heavy hand all the
sacrifice.
time. A lot of times you need both. Yeah. And so the human body,
Of
like,
pure muscle
goes to different
strength,
sports,
we have the
different
ability
areas in
to
there.
weave
The
things,
definition of
use
athlete
tools
within
with
that
incredible
sport
dexterity. We have,
changes.
like, if you think about it,
So
the
there is no
five
perfect
appendages, the
example.
phalanges on the
I
ends
mean,
of our hands are
yours
able to be
basically
independently
alien
like move,
cyborg
to manipulate,
species of
to
some
move
kind that you
extremely
know.
refined motions. And that's a different type of neurological impulse compared to impulse strength, which is just one strong signal to do a controlled signal with varying levels to play the piano or type on a keyboard. Like, all of us have really an amazing amount of dexterity just to, like, with those basic skills, but that comes at a cost of muscle strength. However, you can train to overemphasize the heavy strength-based skills. And that's how strong men can bend it like a cast iron pot. They've got the strong impulse. You know, they don't need refinement. They need a little dexterity. They don't need the refinement to just like push 500 pounds like up in the air.
Yeah,
strength.
And there's certain sports that require a softer touch and more fine-tuned movement to, instead of pushing the joystick all the way to the right, you need to move it just like a tenth or even less.
Esports definitely would be the big one about that.
Yeah, and that's even the same thing with a bunch of other sports like underwater basket weaving.
Yeah, underwater basket weaving. We all know.
We all know all about basket
It's
weaving.
incredible. My athlete is great.
I-
And we talk about the
Yeah, because it doesn't have to
like
breathe.
cardiovascular.
No, but even like chess, like thinking about how you need to have more refined movements of placement and then being able to press the timer, or having so much blood flow to your brain to be able to understand and think multiple steps ahead.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of different sports that require not only a like brute force, but a softer touch. Pickleball is a great example, which we haven't really talked about much, but being able to
Pickleball?
hit it short. The soft touch in so many different sports and so many different games is so important compared to the heavy hand all the time. A lot of times you need both. And so the human body, like if you go to different sports and different areas in there, the definition of athlete,
Everyone in their day-to-day life does,
like if you go to different sports and different areas in there, the definition of athlete within that sport completely changes.
So there is no perfect.
A lot of
besides mine.
I mean, yours basically is an alien cyborg species of some kind that you created.
Like that is the natural state.
I like how you echoed your own
Yeah,
ish.
sure.
I
can't wait for Seriously, go ask an AI to write out, like, you know, the image AI generation, to try to draw up what the hell I just said.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be very fun. But okay, let's say go right. My athlete was made in a lab, and testosterone isn't actually a hormone. You know, it's just a really powerful steroid or whatever. Like, so when it comes down to the average person, how does this affect us in our day-to-day lives?
So for me, it's the biggest thing of being able to look at people and recognize that anybody you look at could be an athlete without you. And
I found
you
fat.
yourself, without, if you don't play sports, if you're
I
not
was
in
supposed
the
to,
greatest
but I
shape of
found
your
it.
life or anything like that, you too can be an athlete in your own way.
Oh, right.
And obviously, being able to be in good health is a huge part of being an athlete. And we talked about the major indicators of, like, with VO2 max, with cardiovascular health, body fat and body composition being a huge thing. Both of those things are not just indicators of athletic ability, they're indicators of health. And like, if you're too low in body fat, that's unhealthy. If you're too high in body fat, but even then, like, there's so much more to an athlete than what society.
And I think that
Just like there's so much more to a person than what society determines what is beautiful or what is this. You know, we all have been affected by our experiences in life. And so I've gone through certain sports where I see people and think of that's an athlete because I've played those sports, whereas somebody who played something different has a different picture of an athlete.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize what they're capable of. You know, everyone in their day-to-day life does. You know, you don't have to be an Olympic athlete. You don't have to be a marathon runner or a Tour de France. Like,
another is defined by experiences.
Biker, but all of us are capable, to more or less, not all of us, but like a lot of us are capable of really incredible things if we put our minds to it, if we put our bodies to it, and if we push our limits. It's kind of like that is the natural state of the human being itself, is to have what are called negative stressors. Negative stressors, like living in a maintained environment. Let's say, for example, just like 72 degrees, air-conditioned environment where you are sedentary most of your life, sitting in front of a couch, all your foods are provided for you, you have no chasing of anything. That, even me describing that, sounds like a relatively unfulfilling life. And that's because there are no negative stressors. You know, as soon as you introduce, like, that's why people emphasize taking cold showers. Going for a run is a negative stressor technically, but you will feel better afterwards. But that's putting your body through stress, because your body only gets stronger in response to stress. Your body only gets stronger by adapting to what you are telling it to do. Running, you will get better at running. Weightlifting, your muscles will become stronger depending on how you
found fat.
try to mentally focus on something for longer and longer periods of time.
I was supposed to, but I found it.
To an extent, right? But there are limitations. I have ADHD.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, as much as I have therapies and techniques that I use to focus, it's up to a limit. But just because you have those limitations doesn't mean you shouldn't try to like, push to those limits. See how far you go. I say this as someone who's trying to get in shape again. You know, I fell out of it. My personal trainer Alex is going to be very upset with me at how poor my performance is when I go back in on Tuesday.
Oh, you're going
I'm
back.
going back. I'm going back, baby. He's gonna.
Because when I think of an athlete, I
we're all capable of
tend
more
to
than we
think of like
Yeah, and I think that
specific.
speaks to the
I
human
have to
condition
think of a
in so
sport
many
and
different
think
ways,
of a
because our
good
bodies only
athlete
adapt
from
to the
that
environment that
specific
we
sport,
put
you
ourselves
know.
into.
And since
And
I only
that's
follow
everything in life.
football,
Like the only
and
way you
baseball,
learn more things
I
is to
can
be
only
open to it
grab
and to
one
experience more.
person from each of
And
those
that's the
groups.
same thing with our
Maybe
immune
combine
system.
them
Our
together.
immune system has to
That will be my
experience things
perfect
for it to
athlete,
grow
but that's
stronger and be
because
able to
I
fight
only
things.
follow those
That's
sports.
literally why vaccines were invented,
Like
because
they
it
said,
exposes us to them
it's
without the
just
risk of
literally
heavy
based on
illness.
what sports you
And so
follow and
everything
what's
about
like the
life,
perfect athlete for
whether
that
you
specific
look
sport.
at it in one way or
You know?
another, is
Like my
defined
dad
by
was an athlete.
experiences.
He was a
So,
baseball
go out and make
athlete.
some.
You know, he played
Sounds good.
baseball when
All
he was
right,
in
with
high
that, we'll
school. And so
conclude
did
this
his brother.
episode
My
of Go
uncle,
My Favorite
Uncle
Sports
Freddie,
Team.
played
Thank you,
baseball,
Tyler,
and now
for your
he's
expertise
recruiting
tonight
baseball
on this topic.
for the
Thank
Washington
you, me, for
Nationals. So,
the sports team. Thank you,
There,
Tyler,
but
for your
I
expertise.
was an athlete. I don't know if I consider myself an athlete now, but I was an athlete. I was on my softball team in high school, you know? So, am I an athlete because I played one season of softball? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But that is gonna do it for today. I made it through the whole goddamn thing without passing out. Yay! But like something Mark said about like your brain, if you're focusing too much, you're gonna pass out. And I think that's what happened to me last time. I think I was like, my brain was like, you're doing too much, Maddie. You're doing way too much. Your brain can't comprehend. You gotta slow down. You gotta relax. And I'm like, no, let me go. No, okay. I hear you, brain. Let me come down. I'll go get some water. I'll go take a nap. Whatever. But, you know, my brain is all good, guys. My brain is all good. So we have that for us. Schedule tomorrow. No videos because nothing will come out unless I find a funniest video and we can do another try not to laugh challenge. Otherwise, Max will come next week, like I said. But it may be taking a little longer because I am still waiting for some of his outfit to come in the mail. So, I don't know. I may think of something else for him to wear for his outfit, but I have to talk to Olivia. She's like the fashion icon, you know? Like she's like helping me like with like she's the fashionista of the three of us. So I have to talk to her. Oh, sorry. I have to talk to her. Stay. There you go. I have to talk to her about that. But anyways, I think that will do. So, if you guys enjoy it, like and subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you can get notified of when I do these awesome podcast reactions. And hey, I have videos. If you want to see Max go through Markiplier lore and be himself in the Markiplier lore and get notified of when he does do In Space with Markiplier, make sure you subscribe because that's on my channel, you know? That's on my channel. And also, check out my Patreon. You know, I have some lore stuff over there too. I also have some cool stuff over there, just, you know, movie reactions, stuff. I have stuff. Go check it out. Check it out. It's not that expensive. Just check it out. Check it out. It's not like that. But, yeah, this has been M to the A-D-D-Y. I don't know, but I'll see you guys next time. Peace.